Hi all, my name is Haley Comet and welcome to Just Another Magic Monday. Your cosmic overview for the week of August 2nd to August 8th, 2021. How to work with the potent yet uncomfortable Leo new moon, what to do, and more importantly, what not to do with all of the harsh Uranus aspects that we're having this week, and so much more. Here on Magic Monday, every single Monday, I break down the cosmos for your life, for real life, how you can practically work with the cosmos to create more alignment and magic here on planet Earth. I'm so honored for everyone who chooses to tune in. Thank you so very much. And if there's something that you smile at, laugh at, pencil into your planner, if you wouldn't mind just dropping a quick like, subscribing only if I've earned it. And without further ado, let's take it into the vibe check of the week. Now, there are timestamps below, so if vibes aren't your thing, themes aren't your thing, I get it. Just go ahead and skip to Monday. But vibe check is basically when I overview what the cosmos feels like to me. This week feels like I want us all to just go back to high school. And I just want you to picture being a cheerleader. I know, what? but hear me out, okay? I have a point, I promise. So you are in high school, you are a cheerleader, and this week is a sort of energy where it's like, I'm sick of this and I want to quit. My uniform is not me. I am not feeling comfortable. The people I'm with, I'm not enjoying this anymore. I don't enjoy not having the freedom after school to be able to put towards what I want to do. I'm so sick of having to do herkies every day and night. I want to work on other projects. I'm being forced to be part of this team. I have to wear this uniform. I'm one of a collective rather than being myself. This week, we are lowering the mask that we've been wearing, whether it's to fit in with our cheer squad, whether it's to fit in with our coworkers, or whether it's not to create fuss within our family, within our community, within our workplace. With Uranus, there is this awakening sort of energy. It can create a lot of restlessness, a lot of irritability, and yes, wanting to quit things, wanting to create more freedom in your life. Say goodbye to the cheer squad. There is a desire to want to shine our authentic light. We are in Leo season, the sign of self-expression, and we're not so willing to conform, to do what everyone else wants us to do, to just do our basket tosses, lead the football team into winning in the last quarter. They're picturing like a very dramatic exit, like walking into cheer practice, dressed in like all black because you're so sick of your green and gold uniform, slamming down your pom-poms and saying, the only person I cheer is myself because it's Leo season and I'm sick of being part of this team or this community or this environment that doesn't, see my authentic light. These structures aren't working for me, and there's just this desire to want to break free in order to do our own thing and expand our own creativity. And with this week, even though there is this inspirational, creative, individualistic Uranus aspect, don't just change things just to change things. Because Uranus, sometimes it could be the energy of feeling restless, feeling like just so busy and so stressed that you're just like, oh, and then quitting your job, moving to Bora Bora, getting a lizard named Tofu, and then all of a sudden you're sitting in Bora Bora and you're like, wait, what did I actually just do? So invite in some individuality, some novelty, and some creativity in productive, healthy ways this week so you don't act out in unhealthy ways. I'm not saying this week is necessarily as angry as last week. You're either just like so anxious that you just feel like you need to change something, or you're so bored you feel like you need to change something. There may be a call, especially with the new moon on Sunday, to change something, to disrupt something that was going on within your life in order to create more creativity, more self-love within your world. But I just want to let you know, whenever I have a client who's having Uranus transit, I'm like, you don't have to change everything all at once. Like, Uranus can be exciting, it could be stimulating, but it can also be the sort of energy where you're like, wow, what did I just do, when you're in Bora Bora with your lizard, not sure what's going on. Editing me here. I apologize for the uneven audio. I also wanted to mention that with Uranus aspects, while we might be feeling more unpredictable, unconventional, rebellious, it could be the people in our lives as well. So if people around you are behaving sort of weirdly or eccentrically, I want you to grant others the space as much as you grant yourself the space to march to the beat of their own drums. Also, with this week, watch technology, as Uranus tends to make our technology behave in strange or unusual ways, especially as it will square off with Mercury on Monday, Tuesday. Expect that communications could get misunderstood, messages could get lost in the mail, our computer, our phones could be acting a little bit more bizarrely. So also keep that in mind with this week. This week we've got some harsh Uranus aspects. The moon is shedding its last light before preparing for the new moon. And let's break down how you can work with the energy day by day. And all times that I mention will be PDT, so please adjust to your time zone if you are not on the West Coast. So let's talk about Monday, August 2nd. Gemini moon Monday, it enters at 1:46 a.m. and Gemini rampens up our mental processing, right? Wanting to communicate, wanting to connect, wanting to ask questions, wanting to learn. It can be hard when the moon's in Gemini to stay on task. And it's not so much stay on task because, it's hard for me to stay on task when the trash can is that loud. Which reminds me, this is sort of a week about taking out the trash of our lives. I'm not kidding. How's that for a segue? So when we have a waning crescent moon week, or we get closer to it as the Leo new moon on Sunday, it's sort of the energy around shedding and releasing. And I don't know if you can hear the trash pickup sounds in the background, but it's appropriate for this because that's what we're doing with our life. We might feel low on energy, low on inspiration, and we're just like, what do I need to cut out here, right? Like last week and this week, we're both talking about clearing space. Taking out the metaphoric trash. Okay, so now it's gone, so I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. We have Gemini moon Monday, and it is at 1:46 a.m. PDT, and it does feel like it's gonna be a little challenging to stay on task, and not because we're feeling lazy, but because we're feeling overwhelmed. Our mind is scattered in a billion different directions, and that's the energy of Uranus too, especially with Uranus squaring Mercury this week. Mercury is our thought processes, our communication. It sort of electrifies our mind. It makes our thoughts quicken. It can be creative for sure, but it can be irritable. It could be restless. It could be all over the place. And especially while the moon is in Gemini, that Gemini moon is answering to Mercury in Leo, squaring Uranus and Taurus. So our mind is all over the place. On Monday, it will also the moon will square Mars and Virgo. Mars is also answering to Mercury, so also sort of subject to this anxiety, racing thoughts, a gazillion directions, wanting to do a million things, feeling overwhelmed. It's like you log into your email and there's 2,600 emails, and then your phone's ringing, and also you have to do the dishes, and also your dog is throwing up now. It's chaotic, right? So it's the energy in our vibe check around you have a test and your friend is complaining because you don't spend enough time with them, and all of the high school drama that feels so overwhelming. No shade if you're still in high school, but there's just this feeling of overwhelm and not being able to do everything, and also just nervousness and anxiety. So it could be really challenging to go to sleep. And different people have different processes for managing that sort of energy, but I would definitely say walk, get into your body, smell something, feel something, take a bubble bath, something to just calm down, calm your thoughts, calm your mind. Easier said than done, I know, but Monday, just making sure to take care of yourself. Maybe journal. With Gemini moon, it might be really helpful to journal, to take all those bundled thoughts and just put them into cohesive words, or even taking what you have to do and putting into a to-do list. The more energy we get in Virgo, the more I'm going to keep talking about doing to-do lists and handling your errands. You cannot run away from it. I'm sorry. Virgo energy is the time of the year that we clean up our life and handle the little details, so maybe we're not so overwhelmed. If we can streamline a process of dealing with our emails, if we can quit that cheer squad that no longer aligns with us, if we can sort of clear up space so that we aren't so anxious and stressed. Of course, not everything we could just snip out of our lives, but there might be many ways that you can streamline or make more efficient to clear up more mental space as well as physical space. Venus will trine Uranus Monday and Tuesday, which is a really nice energy, particularly if you're trying to meet someone new. So maybe you're quitting the cheer squad because you're like, I don't have time to go, flirt around with people. And with Venus trine Uranus, give that person who you don't think would be a good match a chance. It might be a bad date, but it might be a fantastic one, and you never know. Saying yes to someone you would normally say no to, or just inviting novelty into your life in other ways. Some people could be receiving an unexpected stream of income, maybe Monday or Tuesday, as Uranus is new, Venus is money. With it in an earthy connection, I would definitely say Monday or Tuesday would be great for like a date night to cook a meal with your love. Another way to sort of mitigate that anxiety, just come back into your body, enjoy life, realize every single week and every single day is an opportunity to invite something new into your reality. Tuesday, August 3rd, is when that Mercury square Uranus aspect exacts. We also have Gemini moon squaring Venus in Virgo. So again, with this overwhelmed feeling, but there's a lot more helpful energy on Tuesday for handling any tasks that relate to communication, like following up on emails, like if you haven't circled back to someone. I'm so bad. I'm a Pisces. If any other Pisces feel this way, comment below, but I literally have a little alert on my phone, usually on Wednesdays, because the day Wednesday rules Mercury, the planet of communication, to respond to texts and emails, like to go through, because I have a horrible habit of like opening something, responding in my mind, and it's been something I'm really trying to work on. So now I have a weekly alert, go through all your texts and handle all that. Or if it's like business, communications, you need to circle back to, anything like that sort of soothes Gemini's moon desire to want to connect, sort of stay busy, because this is the time that we're going to want to really chug through a really long, arduous process. We're better off sort of handling one-off tasks or one-off communications if we can design our work schedule to be so. Because this is when Mercury square Uranus exacts, so your mind's going to be all over the place. Might be strokes of genius, but might be all over the place, or weird. Uranus, the archetype of Uranus is weird but genius, right? Because a lot of ideas, when they're said the first time, are bizarre, and then 10 years later they're genius, right? So honor your weirdness, honor your weird ideas. If you're in an environment that doesn't appreciate your weirdness, your quirks and authenticity, this week might be the sort of energy where you're ready to go be where your energy is appreciated and celebrated. It is Leo season. How many times do I need to say? It's Leo season, the one time of year we can be as self-centered as we want. Just kidding. Then on Wednesday the 4th, the vibe sort of chills out. The moon will be void at 12:38. The closing aspect is that Gemini moon trine Jupiter, which is newly in Aquarius. Great for connection, collaboration, getting together. If you do need to break up with your cheer squad, say goodbye at that PTA meeting. Wednesday afternoon would be a great time for your message to genuinely be heard and received and connected. Then the moon will enter Cancer at 2:17, which draws our awareness to domestic matters, things around the home, emotions, what feels safe and supportive for our being. Then that evening, Wednesday, might be nice to tidy up around home, clean around home, as the Cancer moon will sextile that Virgo Mars, which supports any sort of small but annoying tasks that we've wanted to do. So reorganizing drawers, giving away clothes, attuning our mind to all of the little details of our life and what can make our home more supportive, more of a safe sanctuary for us. Thursday the 5th is nice, of course, when the moon is in its rulership in Cancer. There is a little bit of a responsiveness. Cancers aren't moody, they're responsive. Because truly, if you think about the moon, which Cancer rules, it changes every 2 to 3 days. It constantly is going through shifting phases. So there is this changeable energy around it. So whenever someone comes for a Cancer for being moody, it's like, no, they just notice things and they react to it. They feel it. So being mindful of your own energetic ebbs and flows, your own emotional ebbs and flows. There is a sextile to Uranus, which is helping work towards new projects or envision the future. There is a square to Chiron on Thursday. So might be feeling a little emotional, a little deep in our feels. Allow those feels to come up. Again, we are in a balsamic moon phase by this point. So it is the energy around getting in touch with self, connecting, shedding what no longer aligns, and connecting with self. Friday the 6th is when Sun squares Uranus, which Sun in Leo wants to express oneself, wants to be authentic, wants our light to shine. And with the square to Uranus, we just want to rip out of that cheerleading uniform and start wearing black and doing what we want after school. It's like the energy where it's like, no, like I've been wearing a mask, I've been playing this role for a little too long, and maybe that worked for one period in my life, but it doesn't work anymore. Like I want the time and the space to be my own person, to be creative, to do my own thing, and of course be respectful if anyone's quitting anything this week, but honor yourself. I just want to share something that my mentor told me one time. I was talking with her about how I didn't really have time to work on my own stuff, and she really phrased it in the most interesting way. She was like, you know, the obligations that you don't follow up with from yourself, is a self-betrayal. And I thought that was so fascinating because there were so many things that I wanted to work on or that I was really passionate about, but I came last. Everyone else's projects, everyone else's needs came first. I mean, that's freelance life for you, so I can't really avoid that always, but it was a betrayal, not honoring the meetings, the commitments, the obligations that I had with myself as much as I honored the ones to everyone else. So with Sun square Uranus, there's this energy where it's like, I'm sick of it. Like Uranus, the downside, we might be feeling more irritable, more restless, more likely to make sudden changes. Other people might be a little bit more predictable or a little bit just more like just rebellious. The great thing about it is that it shocks and electrifies anything that is not inherently true to self. And the Leo new moon, it's on Sunday, and it's not the most peaches and rainbows sort of new moon, but it is this energy where it's like, no, it's actually been too long that I've prioritized every other person before myself. I'm actually going to value myself just as much as I value these other obligations and other commitments that I have to other people. So on Friday with Sun square Uranus, there could be some irritability, there could be some restlessness, there could be some frustration and just this desire to break out. And again, with Uranus, have a notepad near you because you could get really genius, creative ideas that come out of nowhere, come out with a piece of art that's bizarre, but if it feels true to you, that's what matters. Leo season, all these Uranus aspects, shift the barometer of success. Like, particularly at this time, like the barometer of success, rather than making it really externally focused, like how are people receiving this? How much money am I making from this? Really bring it back to self. Am I having fun creating this? Does this feel fulfilling to help these people in these ways? Do I feel validated for the work that I've been doing? Bring it back to that internal locus of control because, you know, sometimes things take a while for other people to, you know, pick up or honor it. Like, for example, and not that I'm saying that I'm a big YouTuber at all, I'm not at all. But I'll just let you know that like when I first started making YouTube videos, I would get like, you know, maybe a sub a month and I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh. 2020, I was just cranking out videos. No one was really watching them, but I was, you know, committed. And furthermore, I enjoyed it and it felt good to me and it felt true to self. And when you have that, something is a lot more sustainable for the long term. When you have to wear a mask, be fake, anything like that, if you don't have external applause or accolades, which don't always happen, it's going to be that energy of not feeling true to self, of it feeling really like hollow and shallow. It's hard to keep up with things like that. So we're breaking out of any mask that doesn't feel authentic, that doesn't feel true to self, particularly on Friday. There's some nice energy in the morning for chugging through our work tasks, working together with people. The Cancer moon will sextile Venus in Virgo and trine Neptune in Pisces, so very beneficial for meeting with people who you have a deeper emotional connection with. So whether that's you want to grab breakfast with a friend or like the clients who you just really connect with, or something where your compassion will really be helpful, like a site visit where, you know, you really want to help the people out, you can expect compassion on Friday morning to be at a bit of a high. The moon will be void at 3:12, closing aspect Cancer moon opposite Pluto in Capricorn. Again, feeling pressure, feeling stress. And with the building Sun square Uranus, there's like feeling so much pressure and it's like something needs to change. Something's got to give. I got to break out of these masks. I got to get rid of this cheerleading uniform. I've got to do my own thing. Saturday the 7th, the moon will enter Leo, the sign of the new moon, the next day, which is self-expression, which is confidence, which is allowing our light to authentically radiate out towards the world. And it's not going to be, like I said, the brightest, sunniest new moon that we would typically expect from a Leo new moon, right? And on Saturday, we're still in the balsamic moon phase. So again, with tying up loose ends, closing things out, coming back to self, nourishing self, taking care of yourself, there is an opposition to Saturn. So again, feeling that pressure, Saturn's in Aquarius, from groups that no longer feel aligned, or from ideals, or a desire that you're working towards that you're like, this no longer feels like me. The cool thing about being a human being is that we're constantly evolving and changing. And this is a sort of week where it's like, if we have been putting ourselves last for a long time and just keeping up with obligations or things that like we know no longer feel heart-centered, this is sort of week where it like shakes you awake with being like, life is too short, okay? Life is too short to have these projects where your heart's not totally in it. And it also can be a very creative week of coming up with these brand new ideas because you have the space for it. You know, Uranus is expect the unexpected. So have a notepad nearby just in case an interesting, unique thought comes your way. And on Sunday, the 8th, is the Leo new moon. And like I mentioned, it's a tough new moon. It's opposing Saturn, it's squaring Uranus, they're creating this fixed T-square. So again, it's this electrifying shock from Uranus We're feeling pressure from Saturn to fit into these molds, and Uranus is like, no more. And this new start, that's the new moon in Leo, which is self-expression, creativity. It's a little bit more of a somber new start as it is opposing Saturn. So there might be some hard conversations we need to have. There might be some tough boundaries we have to enforce. There might be some epiphanies that are sort of generated during this time. But with the square to Uranus, it's sort of like zapping away anything that's no longer fitting, that's no longer aligned, that no longer supports us on where we're going next. And that's okay. But with it, it is a new start, even if it feels like a more challenging new start. It's a new start. Work towards what your heart's in, work towards what you are passionate about, and let the other things go. Uranus is whispering in your ear, it's time to be your own person, it's time to rebel, it's time to break out of commitments that no longer feel aligned, it's time to let go of the masks that you feel like you have to wear at the workplace or anything like that. It's time to just return back to self. So friends, thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate you all so much. If you learned something new, I would so appreciate a like, a comment. Those little nudges truly go so far with me, and I am so appreciative that I get to do this every Monday. I mean, I really love it. Hopefully that shines through. You who's watching, just know that I value you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Feels good to create these videos. My heart's in it, and that's really what Leo season wants to draw our awareness to. What are we passionate about? What do we feel like this particular iteration of ourselves can really shine into, and sort of letting go of what no longer fits into that. Friends, my Instagram handle is @HaleyCometAstrology. My TikTok is the same. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay magical.